Hey there, are you an introvert? That's good. Me too. I'm over 40 and neurodivergent, and I want to share some of my tips on how to build confidence as an introvert. Do you hate crowds and prefer to be on your own? And do you also need time by yourself to recharge your what I call social battery? Wow, you've come to the right video because I'm one as well. I'm over 40 and an introvert. And I want to share some advice about how to build up your confidence as an introvert. So, starting with understanding what being an introvert is all about. And one of the things that really stands out is you're not an antisocial person. I know I never was. I only wanted to be, spend time with certain people, quality people, quality time. Being an introvert doesn't mean you're shy or you have social anxiety. You just have different needs. And being an introvert is a good thing because your strength is you have empathy, you are a deep thinker, and you are focused. So don't waste your energy on the things that don't come naturally to you because you are not an antisocial person or have social anxiety. You just have different needs. So when it comes to learning about your own needs, learn to accept who you are. See, this is the core of, you got to accept who you are and also get to know who you are as well as an introvert and show yourself some self-compassion, self-love, and really get to know yourself, kind of like date yourself a bit. A good way to start is, journaling, writing out your likes and dislikes and, getting all the emotions out on paper or even write poetry too. And another way I found too is once you have a good understanding of who you are through journaling and even making a list, you can also make sure to include things that kind of push your comfort zone, like going to the movies by yourself or going to a networking event by yourself. And, giving a little advice, going to a networking event by yourself, that's something that I actually did when I was younger. I attended many networking events and even lectures listening about, art and then forcing myself to talk to other people who are there because, again, going to events that are aligned with what I like arts, culture, it made me already comfortable to be in that environment because I knew a lot about the topic that they're talking about. And it was something that made me excited to be there too. It's like I wanted to be there, So don't go to events where you feel uncomfortable. Like don't go to a lecture about a topic that you would never look into yourself. And yeah, just try to push your boundaries too when it comes to actions you know, that align with the things that you like. Learn to accept who you are and realize that everyone has different levels of comfort when it comes to social gatherings. So don't beat yourself up so much. Instead, show yourself self-compassion. And the way to do that is accept who you are and, get to know yourself. Take time and write, journal, even make a list of things you like and you don't like, and make sure you take action. Do the things that you like, and make sure it kind of pushes your comfort zone a little bit as well. So, for instance, when I was, in a place where I was really getting to know myself, I I did make a list, and I always loved, attending design lectures, and I always wanted to go to networking events as well, and that's what I did because the main thing was I attended events. The main focus is attend events that you're already interested in. Like, I'm not going to go to a lecture about science. That is interesting to me too, but for me to be truly comfortable, I'd rather attend like a design lecture or an art lecture, art history lecture. And, when I'm already comfortable in the topic and the environment, I already know that I'll be more comfortable and relaxed. That's the main thing, being relaxed in that environment where I will just go up and say hi and get to know someone and just have a little conversation because, you have two strengths going on. And again, it's not too loud. There's no music blasting because a lot of social gatherings are at bars, pubs, and it can get really loud in there. So, yeah, it's good to go to events that you are comfortable in and it's a topic or subject that you're already interested in. Here are some tips on building confidence. The main thing, aside from journaling, which is always important, I found reading books about different topics, mainly self help, and just ways, sort of psychological as well, are included in those topics that, give you clear kind of lessons and clear instructions in a way as well on how to become better. And these three books, I'll show you. I found this book, The Alchemist, very interesting. I found this book, The Alchemist. I found it more inspiring and it was very mind opening. It opened up my mind to another perspective. And this one I truly enjoyed. The next book is The 48 Laws of Power. This is a challenging one, but it has many stories because that's sort of more based on how I like to learn. I like to learn about stories. And then they have, clear like breakdowns of lessons within the story. And this I highly recommend introverts, especially if you're working in a corporate environment too. This is a very good book. The author is Robert Greene. For The Alchemist, the author is Paulo Coelho. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Yeah. This is for more like if you're an entrepreneur and building a business and, manifesting a better life and manifesting your dreams. This is a great book. And the third book I highly recommend, Atomic Habits. I'm sure you've heard of that before, by James Clear. And this one, it looks kind of ratty. I've read it over and over. And this, again, comes down to real self-improvement and step-by-step instructions and systems on how to build better habits, because it's good for anyone, not just introverts. But I found as an introvert, this truly helped me a lot with becoming more consistent. And, when you're literally building up new habits, it builds up your confidence, kind of like compound interest. When you put a little over the years, each amount. So it's like compound interest. When you keep on adding and adding, and it builds up, and before you know it, you're like a completely different person almost. But just saying, it's when you learn the skills and understand the systems on how to become better, it builds up your confidence. And I find too, when you read books and, learn their lessons as well. And there's so many more books I can recommend. There's another one, You're a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. That's another book I highly recommend too to introverts because, again, it's more about learning ways to, well, it teaches you how to believe in yourself, and it's through stories as well. So read a lot of books and take those lessons and put them into practice in your own life because, like compound interest, the more information you take in, the more confidence it builds. And when you understand more about yourself and understand ways to improve yourself, that builds up confidence as well. And so when you encounter someone who's trying to bring you down, you already have that knowledge of how to deal with those situations or any type of situation. But the main thing is, my main point is, read, read, and read. Read the more books, the more it builds your confidence. And make sure, again, there are self-help or even psychology books too. But yeah, keep on reading because I have a lot more books. And if you want to know more books too, please comment below about books to recommend, books I can recommend to you to build up self-confidence as an introvert. Go to events that are aligned with what you really like to do, like Comic-Con or, like I mentioned before, a design lecture. That would be the number one thing, because then you're around people that, have similar interests as you, and most likely will, be more open to talk about that subject. And the other thing I would say, how I mastered social interactions, it's just basically experience. You just keep putting yourself out there, and you can hold a cup of water, sometimes hang out by the food. But I mean, the main thing is, I would say, go to lots of them and just learn little things at a time. Maybe even take a friend with you as well. If you really, feel uncomfortable, have a friend go with you and just sort of, bring a business card as well. I find when you bring things as well, sort of helps break the ice. Like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm a YouTuber, that really helps break the ice, having a business card on you, and or even holding a glass of water, later on when you're kind of waiting around to talk to someone, you kind of have something to keep you busy. But the main thing is, I would say, have a business card with you and just sort of even beforehand practice a little bit of questions to ask people according to the event. Have a few questions, behind, ready to go. And, don't be afraid to enjoy yourself, but at your own comfort. If there's music at the networking event, you can sort of, if everyone else is dancing, you join in, just sort of observe the crowd and don't force yourself to talk to everyone. Just be like, each time I go to a networking event, I'm going to talk to at least 5 people. I'm going to have my business card, have my who I am ready to go, have a few questions to go. Like, just practice, even practice in front of a mirror. I tend to write it down I repeatedly write it down, cue cards, and I memorize my own sort of introduction or, 30-second, what am I, who am I, what do I do type of thing. So that would be my advice. Practice, write it down, have a cue card, but memorize it and have a few questions ready. Don't take out your phone is the last point too. Don't have your phone and look at your phone. Put it away, put your phone away, because that's kind of a barrier, when you're talking to people. Just chill, put it away in your bag or whatever, your pocket, and just enjoy the event as well. Enjoy the view if you're on a rooftop. Oh, I love going to rooftop events. I highly recommend those because the sunsets are always amazing. Or even a boat cruise. See, Toronto, they have lots of summer or boat cruise events. Those are great ways too, because one thing that always made me so uncomfortable as an introvert, going to like pubs and stuff, they get so hot because, again, it's crowded in there and it's hot. And so I always preferred boat cruises where, you're outside, even though it's crowded, you got the breeze of, well, Lake Ontario, but there's a nice breeze and you don't feel that, that big temperature and stickiness that always would really make me want to just leave as soon as possible or whenever my friends were ready to leave. So, yeah, make sure the environment, you're comfortable in your environment where you're attending, and prepare a little bit, and have some questions ready. Not too many, like five, or three. And just, put away your phone and enjoy the moment. Live in that moment. Don't worry about taking photos and stuff. Just get used to talking to people because that's how you build confidence. The more you do it, the more you practice, the more experience you're gaining and the more confidence you're building. And that's the only way to do it, to build confidence. And that's how I did it. You just put yourself out there, you know, and just do it. You got to just put yourself out there and just do it. And, don't be too hard on yourself if you make mistakes. I know I've said some weird things because again, that's why I highly recommend like places with that aren't playing loud music because I've had some misunderstandings due to the loud noise. So, yeah, it's all about the practice and that just builds up their confidence. So, I hope this video was helpful to you with some of my tips. And being an introvert, we are all different. And it's okay because the world would be such a boring place if we were all the same and we all had the same social skills because yeah, that's not what this world's about. This world's about all different people and learning how to adapt to different situations and being confident and just show yourself some love. So I hope this video helps and subscribe if you want more introvert advice from a fellow introvert who is over 40. And yeah, please comment below if you would like a series. Anyways, have a good day and try to find some books. Bye now.